We're rating the most mildly interesting posts.
Welcome to Good Mythical More. On Reddit, they have a subreddit called Mildly Interesting. Mildly Interesting. And I just think it's great that it exists.
Because it's not overstimulated.
I think I might follow it.
Oh, I definitely, it's one of the ones I check in on.
But, it's just one of the reasons why Reddit performs a nice service for the culture. To accumulate these how else would you accumulate mildly interesting things? I'm just grateful. I just want to enter this little thing that we're doing with gratitude.
There's something about the fact that this couldn't exist on YouTube. I mean, we're bringing it to YouTube, but YouTube it rewards sensationalism a little bit too much. Niche things, and even maybe more niche than Reddit, believe it or not. But there's a sensationalism to it because of the way that it has to be brought up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this episode itself is going to be mildly clickable.
Mildly clickable, yeah.
Good.
It means it won't perform well, but that's great.
We're gonna rate these on a scale of interesting. 0 being super uninteresting, 5 being mildly interesting, and 10 being
very interesting,
undeniably enthralling.
So we want these to be in the middle.
Yeah,
we're gonna cancel these if they are too low or too high.
Yeah.
We'll see the first one.
Oh yeah, switch her up to the middle thing here. Protein powder already came with 2 scoops, so I thought I was digging down and unearthed a third. So I thought, I don't understand the way that it's written.
My understanding of this is that, the protein powder, which usually comes with 1 scoop, came with 2 scoops. So if there was a second scoop, you thought, maybe there's another one, and there was.
Oh, already came with 2 scoops, so I thought.
I took it as, or so I thought.
Yeah. Protein powder already came with 2 scoops, so I thought. I was digging down, unearthed a third.
Hold on. Protein powder already comes with 1 scoop.
Protein powder doesn't come with 2 scoops.
Maybe
that's what we're missing,
Maybe
guys.
this person's comes with 2 scoops.
I think Rhett's
thought.
right. Protein powder already came with 2 scoops, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Twice as many scoops as you need. So I thought, why not look for a third?
In your version,
I think what they're thinking.
It would be or so I thought. There's no or.
There's nothing to or about.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
This is just weird.
So it is weirdly described in just the title of the post, which I think is why also this was removed from r/mildly interesting by the moderator, because it broke one of the rules, and I think it was the rule: titles must not contain jokes, backstory, or other fluff. That information belongs in a follow-up comment.
Yeah. We're not even going to talk anymore about this.
The fluff that they added sucks, and it screwed it up. So yes, that was a good move. You just need to say protein powder came with 3 scoops.
Exactly. Now, I will say,
mildly interesting.
I got some protein powder that came with a scoop, but then I went and got new protein powder that came in a bag and didn't come with a scoop.
So you thought.
So I thought. So I took the scoop from the old protein powder and started using it in the bag. But the scoop size for that protein powder wasn't the serving size of the protein powder in the bag. It was too much. So I have to eyeball it, or so I think, every time. So I'm kind of in protein powder hell right now.
Wow. And I have my own protein scoop little ditty here.
Oh, for your cachava.
So I religiously eat cachava, which is a meal replacement shake. Not a sponsor, but it should be because I love it. Mm-hmm. And their scoops, you have to reach deep down in that bag. So like their scoop, which you do 2 of, I would have welcomed 2 scoops because then I can take both and just, 1 scoop is actually 2 scoops, but I digress. It comes with 1 scoop and the handle's long, and then I got another bag, and lo and behold, they've reduced the size of the handle on the scoop.
But not the scoop.
The scoop is the same size, but the handle is half as long. So you've got to. So now I'm getting my knuckles in the powder.
Why would they do that?
When I'm to reduce the amount of plastic, I believe, which is a good cause. But thank God I hadn't thrown away my previous long-handled scoop. So now I've been hanging on to this long-handled scoop forever and replacing the short-handled scoop. And I had 2 of them, and then one of them went missing.
And ended up in this guy's protein powder.
Apparently.
Or
So now
so you think.
I'm hoarding this longer-handled scoop for my shorter-handled scoop bags.
Do you know the solution to this, Link? 3D printing.
3D print a handle?
3D
For my
print a
scoop?
whole new scoop.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want to do that.
Why?
I don't have a 3D printer.
We do here.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, my
2.
God. Yeah, guys, do something for me every once in a while.
Yeah. Send the art team your scoop.
This has been removed.
Bring it in.
This has been removed, but
How long do you want the handle to be? Lucas can make it this long.
Even longer. Yeah.
yeah, we can go as long as you need.
Oh, God, yes.
So it has been removed, but still, I'd like you guys to tell me how interesting
If
it is.
if it was just how it should have been, protein powder came with 3 scoops, I would say
6.
that is a 6. Okay, yeah, 6. Let's see the next one. My local Lowe's has a cat that lives in it. Dubai style chocolate.
That's at least a 7 or 8.
I mean, that's
I mean, a
pretty
cat that's
interesting.
inside of a big box store. It's one thing if like my local hardware store, my mom and pop hardware store has a cat. Yeah. Big whoop. That's a 2, 3. But we got a cat. We have a
chain?
live animal just sitting in a chain like this.
Yeah.
What would corporate say about this?
I fear that by talking about it, if we're the ones that are alerting Lowe's corporate to this, we're going to have that cat evicted.
Yeah, and they will. You know what? They'll send it to the shelter because that's what they do. That's what the big corporations do. They're not going to let somebody take it home. They're going to be like, no, we can't let somebody take it home for liability. We have to take it to the shelter. I mean, it could end badly for this cat, and it's sad to even think about it.
So let's not even acknowledge it. I don't even see a cat.
Yeah, we don't. What cat are you talking about?
No cat there. I mean, I see a blue fish.
Skip.
Yeah, we did.
Someone tied a plastic bag with blueberries in it on my bicycle today. Okay, hold on, comma. Someone tied a plastic bag with blueberries in it on my bicycle today.
That's more than mildly interesting. That is potentially disturbing.
Also, just feels like a mystery you want to solve. Yeah, like it's too interesting.
Because
Well, first of all, you ain't gonna eat them blueberries.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat the blueberries. It's an interesting bike. It's a very retro bike.
I think that person who had those blueberries
Thought this was their bike.
No, I think that they were like, you know what? Like I always say, if I ever run into someone with a blue bike, I'm going to tie these blueberries on it. Just because of the pun. Blueberries, blue bike, makes me laugh. I'm just going to do it and see if anybody gets it. Maybe I'll end up on mildly interesting. And here it is happening.
I think this is mildly intriguing. So I'm going to put this one at an 8.
Hold on. Mildly interesting and mildly intriguing. What is the difference between intriguing and interesting?
Interesting, it just...
There's a mystery?
It draws your attention. If something's interesting, you give attention to it a little bit. Mildly interesting. Mildly intriguing is you start asking questions.
Asking questions.
The definition of intriguing is arousing interest. So it's
But hold on, I
Interesting.
think Link's got a point here. Because
Intriguing is
if I've said that someone
ask
was
questions.
If like you said, tell me about Daryl. I heard you met him at the party, and I said Daryl's intriguing. You would immediately be, what do you mean? Like what? Like he's a man of mystery? Like what's
Yeah.
going on with Daryl? If I just said Daryl's interesting, you'd be like, oh, what? Like does he have an interesting job? Does he have a weird haircut? Is it a middle part?
Right.
You know that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Thank you.
And so, nothing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the middle part. I'm just saying it's interesting. You know, it's worth talking about.
intriguing is more interesting because it's like a little higher level word. Goes from like an elementary school
Sure.
word to a middle school. There actually is an r/mildly intriguing.
There is?
And it is there's no posts and one person is a member.
I think this is
We
a
got to
5
shift this to
on
mildly intriguing.
on the intriguing scale. This
Yeah.
is it.
Yeah,
Raises questions.
we found an outlier.
You don't want to raise questions. to be at 5 on the interesting scale. You just want to give attention.
Yeah, because you're gonna be thinking about this the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You're gonna be on your deathbed.
I'm going to be haunted by these
I
blueberries.
should have spent more time with my children. And what about them damn blueberries? Who put them there?
Yeah, so on the interesting scale, this is way too high. 8.
Yeah.
Next, dental lamp looks like an African ox.
It does.
What? It's like a...
And the weird thing about this is my dentist goes on safaris and takes amateur level pictures of everything there and then puts them on a slideshow in every single room at the dentist office. And so you're sitting there. I've seen this, what is it, a muskox? What is it, a Cape buffalo? What is this? I've seen this thing.
African ox.
African buffalo.
I've seen this buffalo while being worked on, but it was a real picture that he took.
But you were underneath it, and it was a light.
No, it was on. It
was pointing a different way. Is what I'm saying.
It was on a screen, and it was an actual one because he goes on safari and takes pictures of them.
Oh, that one. This is wild. I mean, I'd really love to pierce its nose.
Some of his pictures are good, and some of them I wouldn't have put into a slideshow. Like every once in a while, it's like, man, that's a pretty impressive shot. And some of them are like, could have kept that one for the fam.
The dentist's office, they need to do more work to their ceilings. I mean, they
got to be acoustic, man.
They got to do something better than just acoustic ceiling where I can tell that there was a leak and it dripped and it turned brown and it looked like there was gravy dripping up there. Yeah, the most important thing in a dentist office is the ceilings. You got to do better.
I think they can do art on them, but I do think they need to be acoustical ceilings because
the screaming.
Hearing other people slobbering and crying in pain and also trying to carry on a one-sided conversation with a hygienist.
Yes.
I don't want to hear that crap.
Yeah, that's part of it. You got to take that into
account. But we could do murals on them. I think this is a little too interesting.
But I mean, it might be. It's just so uncanny. But
it's not a 5.
I'm not raising a question.
It's not intriguing.
All I'm doing, no, not at all. I'm just looking at it and I'm happy about it. I'm not more. It doesn't lead to anything.
But it looks so much like an African ox that it makes me think that it was intentional. No. Like maybe my dentist, who's been taking he's old, first of all. He's so old. And he's probably on a dental board, and he probably is like, this year I'm going to get him to do the ox head for the light. And then it worked its way around the country, and there it is. No. See, now I'm just too intrigued. This is a 7 on the interest.
But you're not asking a question. You're making up a story.
My dentist design this?
No.
That's a question.
Know that. I'm giving this a 6. This is pretty close to just interesting.
But it's not a 5. I agree with that. Next.
One of my kids' Crocs got wedged in front of a heat vent for a day or so and shrunk.
Banana for scale.
Like very overly ripe, ready to go in the trash banana.
This is interesting, but it does have personal impact. There's an application to this because I'm shocked with how much this thing shrunk from one day or so. This is hard-hitting information for Croc wearers.
Because I might think now, if I leave my Crocs in a hot car.
What am I going to do?
So, guess what, Rhett? We did exactly that about 5 years ago. We left Crocs in a hot car, and that's what happened to it.
Are you joking?
No, we've done that.
And by we, you mean me and Link?
Well, the crew.
We did it, and then you examined the results.
But we didn't put it. It didn't make the episode.
Yes, it did.
It didn't make my memory bank.
Hold on.
Well, those are 2 separate things, friendo.
And then
very different.
Not long after that, I got like sandals for that I just ordered and they got the wrong size. And I was like, I know what to do. And I put them in my car because I just thought that the rubber sandals would shrink. And they definitely did not because they were a different material than the Crocs. But I left them in my car like on the dashboard for like a month, just thinking maybe they'll get down to my actual shoe size.
And did it work?
Nope.
Saying it didn't. So we already knew this.
But why is
that? But then I knew it again.
Why is the
for
regular
first time.
Croc so wide? Isn't that wider?
Doesn't
the small
wide.
Croc look like the right proportions of a Croc? And the big Croc looks like a Boy, that's a wide crop.
I think there's some shade. There's some
what?
Some shadiness happening. So shade
Yeah, it could be
and angles.
the shading in between the two Crocs that makes it look wider.
Let's not get bogged down in that. The point is, this impacts your life. So that's not just interesting. It's applicable. It's mildly applicable.
But we knew about it and had forgotten about it, which makes it get back down. I was going to say this was a 7.
7.
I'm moving it to a 6 because we forgot about it.
Okay, that's fair.
We haven't had any perfect.
Nothing's been
I think the
perfect.
last one should be a 5. I think the ox should be a 5. I think it's perfect. It has no bearing on anyone's life, except I know what you're thinking. That it made the dentist start going to Africa.
If that was not what I said.
It has no bearing.
Your dentist is not my dentist.
Isn't it
Even
cool?
though we used to have the same dentist and then we parted ways and we both went to different dentists.
Yep.
But I realize that that's my perspective and my bias because of my dentist and how many African animals I've seen in the office already.
It looks cool, but it means nothing.
He took a picture
It's
of one
a
of those.
perfect 5.
He took a picture of one of those that had a bird on it.
Great.
That's one of his best pictures. I said, hey man, what about Nat Geo? You thought about Nat Geo for that one? Because you could have won the award.
He's a dentist. Don't get his hopes up.
Well, he's really trying. I mean, he's really trying with these pictures.
I think he's just sharing his pictures.
I mean, I appreciate it.
5. This right here, 6. 7, in my opinion. Next. All the holes in this bag of Lifesavers gummies were off center.
Ooh. Okay. Okay, hold on. This is my knee-jerk reaction to this is a solid 5.
Yeah,
I feel like this.
You see some interest happening.
Yeah, it's just like this. I can imagine how this would happen. It's not like, how did this happen?
Right, you know how it happened.
Did the guy who puts holes in the Lifesavers have a bad day? It's not like the machine messed up for a second.
Machine
and they got
messed
through
up.
quality control.
Right, exactly.
But for you to be the one that has them, it's pretty cool.
Something you never see, but you don't really care about.
If I opened up,
I'm glad I'm seeing it.
like if we were together and I opened up some Lifesavers gummies, I would be like, hey, check this out.
But you know what you're not going to do? You're not going to be talking to me about this later or
Yes.
anyone else and try to dig up this photo to show somebody.
Yeah, I'd be embarrassed.
Right.
This is a 5.
Next.
We did it. We found it. I'll let you.
These grapes look
I'll let
tiny
you
eggplants.
speak on this one.
The username
These
is
grapes
interesting.
that look like tiny eggplants. Just so you understand, I understand
Mildly
the way to do
interesting.
mildly interesting. You don't say a sentence. You just say the thing that it is. You don't say these grapes look like tiny eggplants. It's these grapes that look like tiny eggplants. There's a big difference. I understand the code. I'm a real one.
I'm almost fascinated by these grapes. I've never seen them in real life. I'm now asking the question: where would I get these grapes? What do they taste like? Are they better? Are they seedless?
I think we need to make it clear where this post came from.
Rhett, this is your hand. This is your house.
Yeah.
This is the only post you ever made on Reddit.
Yes.
Years ago.
Yes. But as you can see, it was very popular.
I think it only got
313
popular after you
Don't say that.
talked about it afterward and complained about how no one cared.
I stand by this being a 5. I would have never submitted it if it wasn't perfectly mildly interesting.
No, I'm giving this a 7.
7?
I'm
I feel like
asking
we need to go to the
questions.
judges
I'm
for this.
fascinated. I didn't know it existed. I'm surprised.
Well, you don't go into grocery stores. I can't help that.
I'm surprised. You know, that bowl over the dentist chair, I'm not surprised that that exists. I'm interested that it's so uncanny.
There are a lot of posts on r/mildly interesting about
These grapes.
these grapes.
Yes.
Which I feel like
People had trouble finding mine because of that.
may increase the interest or decrease the interest because like you're not the one who made this observation.
No, you're not, Red. You're not special in any way.
Exactly. That's why it's a 5. You're making it seem too special.
Also, it did get more popular. You've got 2,500 upvotes.
I gotta make another post.
The the ox at the dentist office has 25,000 upvotes.
Yes.
So I also don't know if that puts this down a notch or if that puts it solidly at 5.
I need to make another mildly interesting post, and I need to do it right now.
Well, go to your dentist.
Is there anything that you see right here without me having to get up where I can do a mildly interesting thing? Like, what about this knot in this wood that looks like the universe? This knot that looks like the eye of a lion.
Dude, you can't make mildly interesting happen. It has to happen to you.
Oh, no, that's actually pretty cool.
It looks like a top-down view of a tornado.
It does. Is that interesting?
Yeah.
Look at this one.
No, take a picture of the tornado.
Okay, this one.
Oh, that's a tornado. Yeah.
Okay, not a video, but a photo.
Okay. Post that.
Well, this one. Oh,
Nope.
no, that looks like an eye.
No, you don't want that.
Even with
Everything looks like an eye.
even the shading. Even the shading. I'm gonna make a choice later, but just so you know,
You better go with the tornado.
one of my my posts on mildly interesting that I will make before this episode airs will be of one of these dots.
Knots.
These knots. Oh, look at that one. That looks like the storm on Jupiter. I might have to do multiple posts. Check out throwback episodes of Good Mythical Morning every Thursday on Mythical 24/7, now streaming on Roku, Amazon Prime, Vizio, and more. Learn where to watch at mythical.com/24-7.